Reinvent You. It is time for the moment hundreds of fans and viewers have been waiting for this morning. Look at just some of them in our Zoom wall. They're so excited because business guru GaryVee is joining us live to school us on finding success. And Gary, we've had thousands of posts and questions flooding in over the past week. And let's get to the first live Zoom question. It's about money. And Enrique, good morning to you, my friend. And what's your question for Gary?
Hi, everyone. I'm a high school senior, and most of my friends do not know about financial literacy because it's not taught in school. What do you recommend as the first step for learning about financial literacy?
Enrique, this is very simple. Two quick things. One, it's called Google. You can literally learn it there. Ask your questions, hit enter, get results. And number two, and always remember this, save more money than you spend. Save more money than you spend.
Yeah, that's good advice. It's a little harder than most people imagine it will be to do that, but it's definitely worth it to try. And next up, we've got a question from Michelle on Instagram.
I don't get it when you say you have to brand yourself. I thought the company I worked for was the name of the brand. I'm 61, I work for a beauty company. At the end, I do try to give them each a tip. Is that branding myself?
Look, branding yourself comes in multiple ways. You've got Tesla doing commercials, but then you also have Elon Musk out there branding, and that brings value to Tesla. Everybody's watching that's worrying about branding. It's just reputation. Don't worry about it. Yes, the company can market, but you can market as well.
And Jason on Twitter had this question for you, Gary. His question is, what is the best way to tell if you're being patient or if you're being ineffective in what you're doing?
Listen, brother, I think the reality is that ultimately you actually know. People love lying to themselves. You actually know if you're being patient or if you're being lazy, but ask 15 to 20 people around you, make them feel safe to tell you the truth, and that will usually give you an indication. Ask the people that are closest because they're watching as well.
And be honest with yourself. I like that. And let's take a live question from 100%. A couple of entrepreneurs. Liz and Vincent, what is your question for Gary?
Hey, Gary, my name is Vince. I'm a restaurant owner called Irie Kitchen, and Liz is a food blogger called Lemon Bowl. And we own a business called Irie Lemon.
So, Gary, our question for you is, as our businesses have grown, we've had the exciting opportunity to bring on new team members. So what advice do you have for us, especially in times like today, to be really good, effective leaders? Of course, lead with empathy, but how can we really best show up for our team today?
The number one mistake that managers and bosses make is think that people work for them. So you two need to really take a step back and listen. Use your ears, not your mouth. Listen to them. Do they need more work-life balance? Would an extra $1 an hour really change their life? Do they want more responsibility? Most leaders, most owners are audacious and selfish. It's just a sad fact. But the ones that listen and realize they work for them instead of them working for you really excel. Listen, listen, listen. Do what they want, not what you want them to want. That's a key. Do what they want, not what you want them to want.
Wow, great advice. And Justin, and Gary, we have Justin, who's a high school senior. He has this question for you from Instagram.
Can you give me some motivating words to help me stop fearing risks and to stop overthinking about my decisions? Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm going to say something that a lot of people really need to hear. You're not that special. Actually understanding, and this is a weird one, but once you realize your insignificance, all of a sudden you realize, and this is about humility, Michael, all of a sudden you realize that you don't have to worry about everybody's opinion because you're living one life, and living it on other people's opinions is really, really, really a path to unhappiness. So live your life, do the right things, but also realize it's not that serious. It's the high school zit rule, Michael. Everybody was worried about their zit, but by the time they got to high school, everybody else in high school was worried about their own zit, not yours.
You know, I love it. You're very straight to the point, Gary. That's what people need to hear, in my opinion. And we have Paul on Twitter. He has a question about maximizing your potential on social media. Paul asks, could you share some strategies that anybody can employ to create hype on social media?
Michael, first of all, the idea of hype in social media is already the problem. If you're looking for something quick, short, viral, you're always gonna lose. This is a game of consistent output. You're an all-time athlete. You're now an all-time TV personality. By the way, as a Jets fan, that kind of hurts to say, Michael, but I'm telling you right now, you put in a ton of work, right? All the things people didn't see on the field. Everything that people see now on TV, when you made that transition, you put in a lot of work. There wasn't some random thing you did that made you go viral or get drafted. It was day in and day out, day in and day out. And that's the answer for hype.
And I know you love the Jets, Gary. I'm not going to hold that against you either. But one thing that you do, though, the one thing that you do is you preach. But you love this. This is what you love. So you're actually doing what you feel like almost you're not working. I saw you say that in our piece earlier. This isn't work for you.
For me, it's process. Right? And you know this, again, based on your two careers. Like, if you don't like the actual process, if you don't like the process of it, you're going to lose. Everybody got into entrepreneurship and personal brand and social media in the last decade because everybody wanted to make money, get things. Everyone's flexing on the gram of their boats and their clothes. That to me is completely a waste of time and usually an indication to insecurity. For me, I enjoy the ups and the downs, the good plays and the bad plays. I'm in it for the process, not what the process buys me or allows me to look like I'm successful.
And I have a question for you. During this time with the COVID-19, the pandemic, have you had to make any adjustments in the way that you've conducted your business?
100%. I'm a touchy-feely, like, immigrant, like, you know, be in meetings, have 50 people around me. Like, my whole world got flipped upside down. But thank God, and I cannot believe the advancements on technology, these individuals that were able to ask these questions. We can be connected through technology. Right now, as you know, people love to demonize technology and social networks, and we are in this pocket of looking for the negative. This goes back, Michael, to the gap. For me, all the people that are connected, the fact that people are talking to their grandma that they wouldn't be able to see at all during this, if this was 30 years ago with no internet, we are looking for the negative. In life, Michael, you find what you're looking for, and unfortunate, right now, people are looking for negative. I see a ton of positive. I had to adjust, all for the good.
Yeah, looking on the bright side of things. And, you know, we have one more question. Speaking of technology, Jason, he is live on Zoom. And Jason, what's your question for Gary?
Hi, Gary. So right now I am in the process of transitioning my career paths. And I've gone back to school, gotten some education. I'm pumped, excited, ready to go. But the issue I'm facing is that I don't have enough professional work experience. And the catch-22 of it is I can't get a job without the work experience, but I can't get work experience without getting the job. How would you suggest I overcome that barrier?
Jason, I'm dying to know how many people you've asked for a job or how many jobs you applied for. All you need is one yes, brother, one. When people talk to me about, Gary, I don't have experience and I can't get this job, I'm like, how many jobs have you applied to? They're like, 6. I'm like, 6? You want to be happy? You want to live your dream? You want to be fulfilled? And you apply to 6 places? Everybody watching right now that wants a job in a field can apply to 600 places on LinkedIn today, Michael. If you want it, you're going to do that. If you want to complain about it, you're going to do the complaining.
So keep going and don't give up. Gary, we can't thank you enough for your advice. And Joan, I'm sorry we didn't get to you on Zoom right there, but for more with GaryVee, you can head to GMA's Facebook page where Gary will be answering even more viewer questions live, okay?
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.